Hi guys, I'm coming to you with another video of about narcissistic personality disorder. Um of course I'm talking about my mother. That's my experience, my personal experience. So let me talk. This might alarm some people, and I'm going to explain. I'm going to say this first, what I'm about to say. And I know some people out here, because I didn't even know that. I mean, I know people going through this shit now, but at a time, I didn't talk so much because I was trying to be careful with people's feelings, and I learned that, and then even though I had to work things out on my own and figure out things on my own, and I didn't have a coach. I mean, God was my coach for real. I mean, that's the best coach I can think of. But I can honestly say that I would hope that whomever's paying attention to this, listening to it, what time, day, hour, wherever you at, please, if you feel as though that you have a mental issue, please seek help immediately. And also, if you know someone that has mental, issues, have a narcissistic personality disorder, and then you don't have it, you also, it would be cool to just detox and seek mental help as well too, because that will help you out as well. That helps both people, so that we can get ready for the next generation and we can just go ahead and move on. And you can shut this stuff down now. We all can do better. So listen, as I was a child, my mom, she like I said, I know now about her abuse as a child, sexual abuse as a child, and I know about some other things that she was abused about when she was a child. But she's not here to speak her piece, and I'm not here to talk about her experience. I didn't walk in her shoes. I'm going to talk about my own experience and walking in my shoes. So what I'll say to this is that my first abuse was with my mom's boyfriend at the age of 5, and he used to sexually abuse me all the time. And my job was to suck his dick all the time. And when I mentioned that, my mother just locked me in a closet, and I wasn't allowed to come out. I mean, when I was allowed to come out, I was told that I better not say it again. But then I say it again, and I go back in the closet until I got tired of going in the closet. It was some great brainwashing, because I stopped saying it. But then my mom would tell me it was my fault, and this is the reason why we gotta leave this house. And I end up, at 5, I wound up touching another family member because he had that same tool too, and I only was introduced to that because of the adult. So I was ridiculed and treated like shit, as I can remember my memory. And my mom blamed me and said it was all my fault, and that's the reason why we can't stay in this house anymore. And as I got older, we wound up in a shelter. I mean, as time went on, my second abuse was from an older cousin, and I was left at my mom's house. And she, my grandma's house, excuse me. And, my mom also, when she found out about that abuse, I was blamed for that. It was an older cousin that did it. And she told me that, it's all your fault. You're a demon. You're going to go to hell. You keep doing things like this. And I always thought it was my fault. I always thought I was ugly. So by this time, she kept gaslighting to me, and she never seek no help for me, and she never did anything about it. She just kept blaming me all the time that it was all my fault. Hold on for just a second. Okay, so every time I did tell her about a sexual abuse, it was always that it's your fault, it's your fault. If you, and then I got, I'm about to tell you, when I got a little older, I was removed from my grandmother's home and asked to stay at my aunt's home for daycare, and so she can go be a school teacher. And she went to go be a school teacher at, I think it was St. Francis or something like that. I can't remember, but I just know that I never got paid to watch her daycare kids. And I make that very clear because, I was never paid for these services. I was just told I had to do it because we a family and you need to do this. So I watched her daycare kids while she went to go be a principal, while she went to go be a teacher, while she go take care of a whole bunch of children. And she got this child in her house getting abused by 2 other male cousins and her husband. But all this is my fault, because by this time I'm a little bit shapy, and my mom's jealous because she don't have no shape, and I do. And I actually look like my grandma. She had a really shaped, beautiful, and she, like I said, she took me to Montgomery Wards, and we used to wear dress suits all the time. She kept me fresh like her. My mom despised it. So anyway, I got sent to the daycare center. My mom never showed up to the daycare center one time, really, but I was sent there to do her a favor for my aunt, because my aunt wanted to go to school. Nobody asked me. But me being at the daycare center, I felt like me letting them do what they did to me was helping the other children that was there. I thought that I was protecting the daycare children. I thought that when my uncle climbed up on top of me, that I would rather him do this to me than do this to one of the daycare kids, you know? So I couldn't understand, how could you do this to anyone? And I'm the one here with these children, and they didn't do shit to me, so why would you even do this to anybody? Like, why am I getting this treatment? I could never understand why am I getting this treatment. My aunt actually turned her head, which knowing she saw her husband grope me, and she did nothing. She turned her head. And everybody seemed to blame me because of my shape and because of the way you look. That's why they won't stop touching you. And mind you, at this daycare center, it wasn't like I had my own room like I'm used to at my grandmother's house. I was sent over there, and next thing you know, I'm getting abused by people. It's tag team. And then another cousin telling me that I better let him do it or he gonna tell my aunt. And I already thought that I was gonna get in trouble. I thought I was gonna get locked in the closet again. So he raped me because it was the blackmail. He was like, "Oh, you better let me do it, or I'm gonna tell on you." Thanks, because that was hurtful, by the way, because that don't go away neither. So anyway, sorry guys, I had to stop for a second and think. So I was blackmailed, and I was tossed around that goddamn house, and I was shared around all of them. Everybody shared me. My cousin climbed through his bedroom window, and because when he decided to come home, whenever he decided to come home, is when I had to give him some dick because I was sleeping in his bed. I mean, excuse me. I'm a woman. Excuse me. I was born with a vagina. Not that there's anything wrong with anyone that, yeah, but I don't have a penis. But that's what I meant. Let me rephrase what I said, guys. I'm goofy, so I will laugh. So sorry if anybody's upset about me laughing. You just gotta do better, because this is where I'm at in life, and I'm just trying to say this video so that whomever know that it's okay. You know, I know that that's hurtful. It's hurtful. It is. So listen, my cousin used to climb through his window, and because I slept in his room, and I got passed around by everybody else, that I owed him. So I wound up sleeping on the couch, and the couch was terrible. It was a terrible green couch, ugly ass couch too, very uncomfortable. So wherever I slept, I was always harassed, and I only got raped and abused in my sleep. It was always when I was when I was vulnerable, when I was in a, you know, I was caught off guard all the time. And then when I told my moms about it, she tells me that you need to do better, Nikki. You need to dress better. You need to be careful what you put on. You sure it's not just you doing this? This is what my mother said to me. I mean, I'm a child. I'm in high school. And she's actually, at this time, I think I'm like maybe 15, 16. I think maybe between 14, 15, 16. And the last abuse that I had from my family was my uncle. And then he tried to come back at my mom's house. One day he came back to I was about to kill him, but I didn't. I'm glad I did, because God told me. I heard God was like, don't do it. I got something better for you. Every time, I'm telling you. So this dude actually, because I thought he was going to try to, you know, molest me again, because I was in the house by myself. I know I jumped from story to story, excuse me, but that's the way my head is going with it. And I'm thinking somebody else probably can relate to this too. So if you got a problem with this jumping back and forth, you should just get out of this then, or stay tuned, because this could help somebody else. So stop it. So anyway, my last abuse was from my not my stepfather. Hell no, he was pretty cool. But my uncle from my aunt from the daycare center. So we talking about all four of these motherfuckers. Let's not forget this. This is another issue with this sexual issue in my family. There were Chinese porn being shown. Yeah, let that settle. I thought it was a cartoon, like watching Care Bears and My Little Pony and Thundercats and the Smurfs. All that was in a rotation with playing Atari and Mario. And guess what? The Chinese cartoon was in a rotation too. And it was a lot of sex going on. I didn't even know what it was, but it was something I seen that it was programmed for me to be a part of. So that was another thing that I noticed that was a part of my programming. And some would say, why didn't you, you don't understand all these whys and all this. I was a child, by the way. And all this why this, why that. I'm just telling you a story. You know, you don't have to listen. You can leave. Anybody bothered? These people can't do nothing to me no more. What they gonna do? Anyway, let's move on. So at the end of the day, The child abuse was really high level. My mom didn't do anything about it. She always gaslight me and told me that it was my fault. It's because of the way you look. Nikki, you need to put on more clothes. She actually put big clothes on me, which was so humiliating. She put big clothes on me on purpose, knowing that this happened because she thought in her head that this was supposed to work out. Then my mom also was passing me around, not sexually, but passing me around to her church friends that wanted to get married, offering me to go to singles when I got a little older. But before I got a little bit older, she would actually introduce me to people in church. That's another reason why I don't hug motherfuckers. And it's, forgive me, people, but I don't like hugging men because then you got this hard dick and I ain't got time. Because that only reminds me back when I had to sleep with my cousins. Not physically had to, but when I would sleep, I would feel a hard dingling. I was used to that. That was a problem, guys. We need to do better. And in the state of Maryland, at that time, people with the children with opposite sex wasn't supposed to stay in the same room anyway. I knew that from my grandmother's foster care. But my mom, she wanted to do the most and do my aunt a favor. Turns out my mother put one of those people that raped me, she got a car in her name. And this dude wound up not paying the bill, she be mad. She wound up not getting me a call till after the math. I had to make her feel bad, but that was a favor. She favored her sisters. She did what her sisters told her to do. That's what she did. And her sister knew, but everybody wanted to make it seem like it was my fault. And I was the one that looked the way I look. And everybody's bothered by the way I look. And because of the way I look, because I wear a size 14. And at this time, I was shopping at Lane Bryant's. And yeah, wearing a size 14 with a small waist and a size double D breasts, I was a child. And that's what I look like. And what do you want me to do about it? But then my mom putting big clothes on me made me feel really, 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 really bad. Then I'm at church and church members actually making me feel bad because my clothes are too big. So I'm getting picked on about my clothes being too big. But yeah, I just got raped the other day. Amazing. And that's and I'm only wearing big clothes because she want to cover me up. But when I'm living with my grandmother, she doesn't dress me like this. And my grandmother, when we go out, we show, we fabulous, honey. So it was devastating. And like I said, I'm just reaching out to those out there, whether you young or old, it's going to be okay. It's going to get better. You just have to do the work. You have to do the work to get better. You have to face it. You have to work on it. And when you don't want to work on it, you're going to have to pick yourself up again and work on it. Because guess what? It's a whole new day. It's a whole new year. And we got to do better. For real. We all got to do better. Because I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to keep talking about this until I die. I don't have nothing really to talk about, guys. Because I really didn't talk that much as it is. If anybody really know me well, I talked hardly at all. Because I was scared to talk. But now I'm not. So what you're going to do is hear my voice all the time. You're going to see this face all the time. And I'm going to constantly keep talking about narcissistic personality disorder. And if you need to seek help, please seek help. Please help someone that needs help. Because mental disorder is a problem. And we can help each other to do better and for the future. Trust me. I know. Because I'm doing a hell of a lot better. I love my life now. And I hope that whoever are able to love, not fake, but love your life, honey. Love that life. Because, honey, it's nothing like loving life than living in a life where it's a whole bunch of fucked up shit and you can't do nothing about it. But when you love life, it doesn't matter. So, guys, have a great day. Much love. Peace.